Hi there, Admis here. Now, alas, Microsoft decided to change security settings for their database server. So that meant all of the SwimClub applications weren't working for version 2022 of SQLEXPRESS. So I've been going through fixing stuff. The core app's been done. BuildMeAClubs and UpdateDataBase have been done. And just very recently, I finished doing the Marshall app. And so I thought I'd just show you what I've done, because I've made a few more changes, as always, yes. Now, what's the purpose of the Marshall app, you might ask? Well, it is for rattling your swimmers and disqualifying them. So it doesn't have a lot of bits for it. It's like pretty simple thing to run. And I wanted to clean up the UI a little bit, make it a little bit less cluttered. It still looks pretty cluttered right now. But you would be using this app on a tablet, I imagine, touchscreen tablet. You wouldn't have it on a PC like it is at the moment. So there's no point having a little application like this so tiny on your tablet, you wouldn't be able to click any of the buttons. So that's why when you double click, it scales. And now it's very big. So if you've got big thumbs, you're not going to have any problems. Righto, let's talk about the bits. On this side is the login stuff. Over this side is a few options. And then we've got three tabs all up. The other two are empty at the moment because we're not connected to the server. Down the bottom is a refresh button, and that's not working because we're not connected. So let's connect. Now, my server is on this computer where I'm running this app. So I can use this named path. Now, if you're using a server that was remote, you might have to put in an IP address and maybe even a port number. Also, I can get this server to use my OS authentication. That is my login to, instead of having to use a username and password. Again, if you're remote, you more likely have to put in a login name and a password. If you're on a domain, then there's a good possibility of using OS authentication. There's other ways of using OS authentication, I might add. But that requires writing a couple of little scripts for the actual server. Anyway, so let's connect. And we're connected. Now it's worth just stating that I'm actually using a real database here. This is a real swimming club. It's called BuildMeAClub. Down the bottom you notice the status bar has got a little bit of info for you. Okay, let's talk about the options. So if I go and look for a session, you'll notice there's quite a few here because this club has been running this software since 2019. And these sessions that are locked, that's sort of like the method I'm using to archive things, as it were. You just lock stuff. And if you got stuff locked, then you can hide it, and that list is a lot shorter. Yep. So we'll pick one of these. I don't know, we'll pick that one. Yeah, that'll do. And we'll go to event heat, and there we are. Lots of heats. Say it's a small club. It's got a lot of young kids. So we'll go 25 meters breaststroke. Go heat 3. There you go. Righto. And then we go to the third tab. And now we can rally our swimmers for that heat. 25 meters breaststroke, event 7, heat 3. All the info is here on the screen. Down the bottom in the status bar, you can see what the stroke is. Up the top, it's showing you on the tab sheet caption the event and heat. So it's easy to rally. Yep. And then we've got big buttons which allow us to disqualify swimmers. Now this is the simplified method of disqualification. So this is something I invented. Okay, yeah, it's not a real thing. But for a small club, this is as much as, well, this is as much as Boona wanted. So they just wanted to be able to disqualify someone by hitting the big D, which means they didn't swim the event correctly, or scratch, they didn't turn up. And if you know the core application, you'll know there's 2 check boxes in the core application for this. All right, so we wanted disqualified Eden. So we select the big D and we post it. And a couple of things happen. You see little things pop up to say that qualified status is disqualified, and next to a name on the left here, Eden has got the words disqualified, and at the bottom it says qualified status was posted. You know, we can scratch out, we can disqualify. How do we clear it up? How do we actually get rid of it? Say it was a mistake. Well, we click the big tick and we post, and it's gone. Okay, pretty simple, yes. That's why it's called a simplified disqualification method. Okay, back to the main front tab sheet, and we will turn on FINA disqualification codes, this checkbox. Look on the top bar, you'll notice that when I click on it, we get 4 tabs now. So let's have a look at the FINA tab, this new one. And that is a cheat sheet of FINA codes for you. Now, if you can zoom back on this and make it fill the whole screen, depends on the resolution of your tablet that you're using, I guess, how far you zoom in and out. All right, it's important to note that you have a general section and then you have sections for each stroke. Okay, remember that, I'm sure you will. Right, we go back to lane and entrant. There's Eden, and we are going to assign a FINA code to Eden. So on the right we have FINA code. At the moment it's empty. If I go something like that, it's empty. Right, up here we have this drop down combo box with all the FINA codes. Now we are, if I just click around here, refreshes the bottom line, just a reminder, 25 meters breaststroke. Right, so breaststroke has general FINA codes and breaststroke FINA codes and nothing else, because that's the way it should be. So you'll find this drop down box is context sensitive, and it'll only put up the stuff that is actually, you can actually enter for this type of event. So we're going to make her, I don't know, GG, which means, of course, she didn't end up in the same lane as when she started. And we post that, we hit post, the same sort of story, and you'll see the update over here. We have GG, and on the other side we have Eden disqualified. Yep. How do we clear it? Well, look, there's a big button down the bottom here, clear disqualification codes, and we click on that and it all goes away. Now, that's, well, that's sort of it, really. I mean, it is supposed to be a simple application, is it not? So it shouldn't be that hard to use. Yes. There are 2 elephants in the room. One under FINA codes, maybe I shouldn't have zoomed in. Down the bottom here, you'll notice under relays, it's got RA and a hash mark. So this is the only one, it's the only black sheep in all of these sheep. You're supposed to fill out a number for the swimmer in that relay that actually took off early, which is unfortunate because every other code's easy to deal with, but that one isn't. And that actually needs, for me, to put an extra field in the database. So I haven't attended that problem, okay? Next up is relay events. I think I've got a relay event here. I was just thinking I was zoomed up when I was showing you that FINA code, but I think you saw it. The relay event. Yes, I do have a relay event. And if we go to here, we don't see anything because I haven't dealt with that yet. What I will be doing probably is heats will be here as a column, and then you'll have teams or team A, team B, etc. in the columns there. So I'll get around to that eventually. So when I say eventually, I mean I want to finish tidying up the timekeeper one and the self-nomination app, so that they all work with version 2022. And I might even do the members app as well, and then come back to the Marshall and add relays. Okay, so it'll be a little while. Oh, and by the way, down the bottom here, the refresh works now. So if say a new event pops in or something, you just hit the refresh button, words Ben, and you are all up to date. Yeah, all right. So I think I've said everything, and it should be right. Yeah. I guess that's it. I hope you found that interesting. Cheers.